Again, this is sort of a part 2 or an additional because I want to put a silver moon in, and I thought about using other colors like Interference Violet or Misty Veil. Misty Veil might be kind of cool. Anyway, I'm still probably going to use the silver, and what I'm going to do is I've decided I had a few shapes. I had different size cups and different size lids, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark off where I want my moon to go on the cup. How about right? I should mark the painting too, shouldn't I? Alright, so make those marks big enough so I can really tell. And then I am going to do what I said I was going to do. Leave a little tiny chalk mark on either side, so I center my cup in there. A little chalk on a dry canvas never hurt anything. Okay, so now, generally speaking, I would, and I can, you know what, I can. Ha! I can put silver paint right on that lid, and that's what I'm going to do. I shook my silver paint up already. I'm going to try and make sure I get it just where I want it. Cross your fingers. Line up my marks. Put it down on the canvas. There we go. That worked. And I think I'm going to take my Princeton Artil Catalyst spatula, take all of my paint, and put it right into my little dish because I'm going to put some moonlight highlights. Get rid of these things. I'm also going to have to be very careful. How I do this. We're about to find out if I can make my little acetate tool work, or how it's going to work. I'm actually not using the acetate end, I'm using the skewer end that has a paintball on it. Now there is GAC 800, but there isn't any Floetrol. If there was Floetrol in the paint, I'd have a pretty good shot at having it level out. But as it is, we'll probably have texture. And I could put more paint, but I really don't want to have an excess. I will put the link. The link for the acetate tools is probably... I seem to have something on my acetate tool that's leaving a mark. So I'm just going to grab a different one. I clean these off. I soak them in water. And I clean them off with Really? Cat hair? I clean them off with water. So if you're going to do something like this, make sure there are no dog hairs in your mixture. It's pretty thick paint. I want some more of it though. I think for that I'm just going to take it right out of my reserve. I don't actually feel like the moon needs to be very smooth since it's not very smooth in real life. But I'd like it to look somewhat realistic, which is kind of ridiculous considering how incredibly abstract those trees are. So maybe I should just leave large craters and call it good. Take that chalk mark away, and that chalk mark away. That looks pretty good. And use whatever little bits of paint I want to fill in. I put the little dots in after, a lot of them after part 1 was over. I continued to work on it to look sort of, I imagined them to be leaves, but if they happen to be party lights in your mind or mine, there's no problem with that either. Now when I say I want to put moonlight on things, I want to just follow the flow of the direction and add and remove. Add little dollops of color that will imitate some dimensionality inside the tree top. But you got to be kind of consistent, and I like being consistent. I'm not always consistent, but I like being consistent. And it occurs to me, my little nubbies ought to be catching some moonlight too. Now at some point in time I'm going to fill in with stars and probably use the same silver, but I'm not sure there's much point in that right now. I'm trying to figure out a place to put a little moonlight down below so it looks like the dimension of the trees is not just flat. I don't really have to put it over the colors. I could definitely put it in the black, so long as it gives the impression, the correct impression. I'm going to need a little bit more. I'm going to take my breakaway and show you guys. I kind of want to use the pointy end of a skewer, but I'm not sure it's going to be big enough. So I don't imagine the moonlight would be on the top part of the trunk, but I do think that it might be on the bottom. This could take a little longer than I want to spend, but I think you get the idea. As in the one in the middle should have it on both sides. And I could go on. I could just keep putting moonlight in there without a problem. And like I said, it doesn't need to cover up any of the black. I mean, it doesn't need to cover up any of the color. To be realistic, it needs to be on the edge of the tree trunks. And obviously anything that sticks out or looks like a protuberance could just be a broken branch or whatever you want to imagine it to be. And since they should all be basically in silhouette anyway, I think that can go up there. Yeah, I think I could just keep going with the trees and have a really good time spending some time. So what I'm going to do instead is probably add a few stars, call it good, and take a picture of the painting when I've done all of the moonlight I want. Because I really think I'd like the ground to have some I want to show you that and then get on with it. I definitely was planning this yesterday. I'm not sure if when the painting was still wet that I was saying anything. Yeah, I'm putting more grass in there. I don't need that drop paint though. I like that I put some grass in, and that gave me the idea that I might want more. The skewer tip does not hold a lot of paint, which is probably a good thing, because it keeps you from going overboard, but you still have to work fairly quickly. And you don't get a lot to work with. I gotta not do any more of that. I tend to get detail oriented when given half an opportunity. Yeah, I will continue to line everything and try not to lean in anything. I thought about doing a gold moon, but oh, we can get rid of that bubble. Come on, go away. And you. No bubbles allowed. What are you doing? Come on. Let's try the fat end. That worked. Sort of. What's up with that? I'll just twist it. Push and twist. It occurs to me I could go through and mess around there and make it look like more moon craters. I should have got a map of the moon first. I lost my background noise. I'm sorry about that. I kind of like that with the craters in there. And I'll show you. I think I'll show you. You gotta not move it away fast or you get a comet. And you gotta be random or it's gonna look like clusters. And you could really put some colors in the sky, like deep navy blue or Prussian blue or midnight shadow. And with these 12 by 24 inch canvases, there's almost always a little bit of weird texture because they're cheap. I wouldn't expect it on the more expensive gallery wrap version, but you can always pick out the stars. Because it's the textured part. And any anomalous weird marks you have, you can cover up by adding stars. There's not a lot of them, and I'll continue to put more in. It's not a quick process, but painting didn't used to ever be a quick process till people started to paint pour. And it's worth the investment of time. Like I said, I think that's it for me for right now, so I don't bore you to death. And I'll put more stars in the sky. I think I might be really tempted to hit that moon. Pop those bubbles. I like my craters. So a few stars, a little moonlight, and it'll be all the way across the bottom and probably all up both sides of the tree trunks because it's a big bright moon, silver though it may be. And this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, inviting you again to check out the 20% off Colour Arte coupon code below the video because I'm a Colour Arte affiliate and I'm using Prizm pours and Primary Elements, and I recommend them very much so. In fact, my focusing feature is not where it belongs. And my turntable is wildly doing whatever it wants. That's a little better. Not much, but some. I can't get it right. Okay, well, I'm not going to do a shimmer effect now. But I like the silver moon, and I like the moonlight, and I love you guys, and you inspire the heck out of me. Don't forget to say something in the comments. Thank you for all your donations that help keep me painting through PayPal. You can find the icon in the bottom right-hand corner of the YouTube channel banner. And remember, my Linktree has my Amazon link, where you shop at no added cost to you, but you'll find my 2 books there. And spring clothing below the video, along with The Gallerist and Pixels.com, Fire in America. Any of those places you can have work that you can't find there already. You can get it posted there to create anything that you're up to. Please give me a thumbs up. Thank you for liking and sharing my videos and watching them longer. Don't forget my email address is easpb and the word gallery spelled out @gmail.com. I do give lessons at the house, and I do sell my artwork. I love you guys. I'll see you anon, and I'm going to finish this now, and it's going to take me another 20 minutes. So, Priscilla out. See you.